Everyone is talking about Boise, but today we're going to be flipping the script. We're going to be diving into Canyon County, specifically Nampa, Idaho, where there's a story unfolding that many people overlook. If you're looking for where the real affordability, growth, and opportunities for development are happening, today I'm going to be telling you guys because it's not where you guys think. So in this video, I'm going to be taking you guys through the heart of Nampa, especially the downtown revitalized scene that it's having right now, showing you guys where the growth is, commercial growth, where the pockets of nature and trails are that really make Nampa feel like Idaho, where housing prices are still actually attainable. And I'm gonna be showing you guys where the commercial growth is happening here instead of where Boise's at, so that you guys can see the future of where the valley is heading. So if you guys are looking to move to Idaho, stick around because I'm gonna be showing you guys, from my eyes, I grew up around these parts, why Canyon County, specifically Nampa, might be the powerhouse that you guys are sleeping on. Well, what's going on, family? My name is Jonathan Silva, and I made this YouTube channel to be a resource and a guide for everyone who's looking to move to the Idaho area. I speak Spanish and I'm a real estate agent, so I'm here to help you guys with questions and anything you guys need when you're relocating your family, whether it be locally or out of state, to the Nampa area. So I'm gonna be taking you guys through the downtown Nampa spot. Right here, we are in the heart of downtown Nampa, and I'm gonna be showing you guys from my lens, my eyes. I grew up around these parts. I was born in Caldwell, raised up in Nampa and in Meridian. So this is gonna be a really in-depth guide of what I see, what I don't like, what I do like, what pertains information-wise to you and your family, if you guys are looking at Nampa specifically. So let's go ahead and start. Nampa, specifically the downtown area, is getting a major glow up, revitalize, revive? I don't know. The word is slipping from my mouth. But I'm gonna be showing you guys through the lens. So starting off here, really popular cycle shop. If you are a hiker, a biker, anything like that. I have a couple of my youth students that like to go here for anything bike related. I parked just down the road. One thing I'll tell you guys off the bat is that there's not a whole ton of parking in the downtown area. There's the street parking lots along the building, and then behind me where I started off the video is where there's like a little parking lot. So we're starting off over here, and right here we have MB Home Goods. Here's some B-roll footage of the inside. But in here, it's a Christian faith-based shop. So a lot of you guys are coming out of state and hold on to those conservative Christian values. Nampa is going to be that place for you guys if you're looking for somewhere that's gonna host it. Just in this downtown area, this pocket of Nampa, I can think of 3 Christian stores, this being one of them, a boutique being a little bit down the street that we'll hopefully walk by. And there's a ton of restaurants that are coming. And so I wanna give you guys those spots. So I'll kind of give you a walk down. This is gonna be a commercial services area, so we'll kind of skip this. But Nampa is becoming a lot more popular, especially the downtown area, for date nights and such. And so it's gonna have a lot more commercial space than places like Middleton, Star, Eagle, even Kuna. There's a lot more big box stores. There's a lot more restaurants here. I would say the downtown scene isn't insanely nice. The cracks on the floor a little bit, and it's not super modernized, but it does still have the character of a nice downtown area that's on the interior of the stores, and the commercial areas getting a lot more development. It's gonna have a comparable development, somewhat similar to Meridian and Boise, without having all of the environment, the left-leaning influence that Boise would have. It doesn't have it here in Nampa at all, I would say, really. But there are maybe nicer parts of Meridian than Boise. So I'm not trying to discredit Nampa when I say that, because there's still nicer parts in Nampa, nicer than Boise and Meridian. But I just kind of want to give you guys maybe that expectation. We're going to talk about traffic later in the video, so we're going to stay here. But as of now, I would say that there's a lot of restaurants in Nampa. There's, I think, of one parking garage, and it's a little bit farther out when I'm making the video. So it's not like there's a lot of commercial development, a lot of parking spaces or anything like that. There's a lot of nice couple of boutiques. The Smoky Pickle is a local restaurant that's coming over here. It's gonna be a barbecue spot that's coming in the next couple of months. And you'll see down here, Sister Sue's Boutique is another female clothing. It's a Christian-based business. You're going to see over here, there is, I believe that's a barber shop right behind me, like a local barber shop. But I wanna show you guys my favorite restaurants, because you guys know here on the channel that I'm a big foodie. I say it every video because I really am. And so I'm gonna show you the spots that I really like, the spots that me and my family go to after church and things like that, so that you guys can see what it's like. So you may be asking yourself like, okay, cool, the commercial development in Nampa, what does that mean for me? It means if you're someone that's looking to move to Idaho and commercial development is important, having a Target nearby or having the big box stores that you usually shop to get your stuff, if that's important to you, Nampa is going to have it. There's other suburbs, which is important for you to know, that don't have as easy of access to the commercial development. And if that is important to you, then you do want to make sure that you have that. Right here, I want to stop real quick. The Still is a local ice cream shop that is really good. My family loves this one a lot. And Pub and Putt is down the street. Pub and Putt is kind of like it's not a super big restaurant, but has a bunch of like little putting greens. So if you like to like practice your golf game, they have a bunch of beers, and like you can order pizza, wings, and a bunch of just like kind of pub food while you enjoy a time out with friends or family. Over here, King's Bugle, it's gonna be like a little custom shop. Oh, look at this dog. Oh my gosh, this is so cute. What a good doggo. That's adorable. Over here, we're gonna have another boutique, with this area being a very local spot for a bunch of services. So I have a cousin who actually has a photography business in here. Messenger Pizza has been a classic for a lot of people here in Nampa for a long time. This is a newer restaurant, Holy Cow. It has burgers, really nice quality gourmet burgers. And up here, we're going to have a couple of my other favorites, which is going to be Paddles Up Poke, which is these fish bowls that have like rice in them. And then right here, I have to show you Mesa Tacos. Not very like traditional Mexican tacos, but they are like a really popular taco spot that has really good combinations. And there's an escape room. We love to go to this one, me and my family, to just have fun. And they have a bunch of very cool and intricate escape rooms for you guys to try. If you guys are looking to be in Nampa, I personally live in Nampa, so I don't want to be biased, but I've grown up in this entire area. Being recently married, I moved to Nampa from Meridian, and I was born in Caldwell, so I know all of the areas fairly well. I would say really well. Down here is a little beer bar if you're looking and a big fan of beer. That's also another option for a lot of you guys. The reason I like being in the area of Nampa, I'm in a central Nampa part, which isn't very modern, but it is very close to everything. I'm 10 minutes away from a Target and a Costco, about 5 to 7 minutes here to this downtown area. So it's very easily accessible to where I live, and I personally really like that. What I do wish Nampa in general had is a co-op and a Trader Joe's. We love Trader Joe's, but the nearest one is gonna be in Meridian, so it takes about 15 minutes to get over there. So it's not like super far away, but it's far away enough that you have to make a trip to go out there. But there's gonna be classic stores here like Albertsons, your Walmarts. It does have a Costco, which a lot of people really do love, a grocery outlet, and we do have constant farmer markets. So if we head kind of back to my car area, there's a very common Saturday market that happens quite often, really, where a lot of vendors sell their tallow. There's handmade goods, local farmers. We get our local eggs from these markets. And so if you're someone that values having there's a lot of construction over there. I'm gonna not go that way. If you're someone who values having local produce, I think a lot of you guys really do, that's gonna be a great spot to come out and do it. It is outside, so in the colder weeks, it's not as fun to go out and go do, but it is an option for you guys if you're looking for something like that. So me and my wife, we love to go down here and grab those products. Downtown Nampa has nicer restaurants that have come into the mix. If you would like a list of my favorite restaurants, please just feel free to text me. I have those lists on hand and would love to just like text you, send you the addresses so that you guys can be able to come down with your family. It's a very nice area. I would say down here in Nampa, it is safe. I get that question a lot, is downtown Nampa safe? And I would say that it is. There have been instances where it's not as very safe. I do lock my car when I'm in Nampa, and it's not like that anything has ever happened while I've been here. It's just a pro tip. Out of all the cities in Meridian, I very often leave my car unlocked or in Star. In Nampa, it's nice. It is nice, and I don't want to miscommunicate that, but I would just say, hey, when you're in Nampa, be a little smart and lock the car. It's always a great idea to lock your car, but I think you'll see that a lot of the locals, they do keep them unlocked, your cars, which is pretty funny. So yeah, there's a couple of other spots that I didn't get to. Down behind me where I was walking, there's also a coffee shop that it's a bar, but it turns into a coffee shop in the morning. So we got a little tour of what downtown looks like. I'm gonna be going into Osprey Estates, which is a very luxury subdivision. I'm gonna be going by Lake Lowell. I'm gonna be going to another affordable home community in Mason Creek. That's another one. And then, bless you. And I'm going to be going over a couple other areas in the local Costco to talk about a ton of topics. So this is gonna be an in-depth video, so feel free to stay. I'm gonna head over to Osprey Estates where I'm gonna show you guys what some luxury products and home inventory and prices look like. All right, family, so we made it here. We are in Osprey Estates. One thing I will point out is that these homes are on very big lots. We have these ones right here, and I will point out as well that you can kind of see the mountains over there. It's a little bit better in person, so would definitely make sure that you guys know that. We're gonna head inside. This is an RTL floor plan, and this is not a home tour video, but I just wanna show you guys a little bit of what the luxury product is specifically in Osprey Estates look like. This is the Washington plan by RTL Homes, and I have a couple of clients that are in here building with Riverwood Homes. There's a ton of builders that do a really good job building homes, and they're mostly custom builders. I don't think RTL is, but Riverwood has been great with my clients. So definitely a lot of builders that I would recommend here. The average lot size is going to be about half an acre or more. These homes do allow for large RV garages to be put in them. You're gonna be ranging from 2,000 to 3,000 plus square feet on the homes. And there's homes in here anywhere from the 700,000s to the $1 million plus, depending on the model, the plans that you guys are choosing. So very high ceilings. You're going to see really beautiful touches on all the homes and just absolutely gorgeous. So great views too. So I would definitely check this out if you guys are looking for something a little bit more custom, a little bit more luxury in the south part of Nampa. It took about 13 minutes to get here with no traffic. There's not usually any traffic over here, which is a really big plus from the downtown Nampa area. So that was 13 minutes. Here's a little bit of footage from the drive. It's just open area. So this is kind of a little bit of the example of the product that you guys can see here. I love the custom builders out here because they are really easy to work with. So now, in an overall sense, this is what home prices are looking like in Nampa. The average home price is sitting in the $500,000 range, which is solid because there are homes that are above that, like this neighborhood, which are gonna be luxury homes. And there's also options below it. For affordable homes that are more for like the first-time home buyers or someone that is still building equity. So they're really good opportunities still. I want to tell you guys a story in the next neighborhood that we're going to go to after Lake Lowell that it was my buyers that used the builder to afford more home. So it's really, really awesome. There's options for resale in Nampa. There are options around the $330,000 range if you're looking for something like that. For new construction for a 3.2, you can expect to start right above the 350 for something like that, new construction and the affordable. I want to go over a couple of the quick pros and cons. I want to go outside because outside is just kind of nice right now. It's a little foggy of a day, but still really, really nice. So some quick pros and cons. So Nampa in a general sense is not super far away from things. Like I said, this was 13 minutes away. If I gotta go to a Costco or something like that, that's gonna be like less than 20. So it's gonna be really, really easy to be able to get to things. I'm not having to go really far, like a rural city like Middleton, to be having to drive to get to the nearest store to buy clothes or whatnot. This is the bad side and the con. If you are working in Boise, it is going to take you a lot longer to get to where you're going. And the reason that is because everyone on the west side of Canyon County, so Ada County being Boise, Meridian, Eagle, Canyon County being Nampa, Caldwell, Middleton, things like that, everyone's usually heading to Boise for work, for their online positions, for, I got a buddy who works at Simplot. So it may be that you're working in Boise, but you're looking to live in the affordable areas like Nampa. You're gonna have to avoid the rush hour traffic. So definitely position yourself in a place where you know, if you're looking to be in Nampa, that you can expect a little bit of traffic. The 7, 8 a.m. rush is going to keep Boise a lot farther away to that 35-minute time frame. But whereas on a regular basis, where I live in Nampa, it takes me about 20 to 25 minutes to get onto the freeway and into downtown. So if you're not working in downtown, it might take you a little bit less. But yes, that rush hour traffic does get to you a little bit, especially in the morning. And that is a frustration for a lot of people. That's a thing that a lot of agents may not tell you, but I'm telling you guys so that you guys know. If you're moving out of an area to avoid the traffic, if you are working in Boise and plan to live in Nampa, I would definitely make sure that you guys know that so that you're not frustrated when you come over here. But it's not a terrible thing. I've grown up with it and I think it's okay. If you're somewhere that does have traffic and you're like, look, I'm just trying to get away from the rest of the state and traffic's okay, you're gonna enjoy it. If you work online and you live in Nampa, you're definitely going to enjoy it because you're not having to drive out. So that's definitely going to be some really big pros. If you like being in some traffic and listening to a podcast or listening to music, it's gonna be definitely very, very doable. So Nampa is going to be more affordable. Your money is going to stretch a lot longer. A lot of you guys can understand that because you're moving from places like California, you're moving from places like Seattle where the home prices are absolutely crazy. And so overall, Idaho is gonna give you better home for the buck that you spend. And then specifically Nampa is going to be a little bit better as well. Canyon County taxes are a little bit higher than Ada County on a general sense. I can give you guys numbers as you guys have any questions that you guys inquire. So those are some pro tips that I want to give you guys for Nampa. I want to shift gears a little bit. I want to head over to talk about nature. I'm going to go to Lake Lowell, 2 parts. I'm going to take you to Lake Lowell and Midway Park, which is going to be a newer park that was developed in the last couple of years, so I can talk about some nature and activities that are exclusive to Nampa. All right, guys, we made it. Unfortunately, here's a truck. I parked really close to the road. It's closed, so this is what it looks like, but this is the Deer Flat National Wildlife Refuge. And so just using my hands, I don't want to break any laws and trespass or anything, but over here, there's a nice, the bathrooms and whatnot. Down here, you're gonna see a big grassy area that leads right up to the little beach over there, and there's more beach area over here and a ton of parking down there. This is a great opportunity for you guys to be with your family. People drive their boats out here, they paddle board. Me and my wife love to just be over here, soak up the sun, have a picnic. People will bring their cornhole and barbecue and the carne asadas, and they'll do it all over here. It's a great opportunity in the summer months, especially to just be warm. So I would definitely be a local spot right now. I think it's cold because it's closed because it's cold, I believe. So just, yeah, this is a local tip, compared to local, out of all the lakes, McCall, and the McCall Lake, the Cascade Lake, those waters are a lot better to jump into. This is a runoff in a reservoir. So here's some footage of the drive here. It's absolutely beautiful from the drive. It's a really great spot for fishing as well. So really outdoorsy, and you don't have to go, really far. This is only maybe 23 minutes. I think it's 23 minutes from where Osprey Estates was on the south side of Nampa. We took the back roads and we got here. So really, really beautiful spot. Would definitely recommend you guys come here with you and your family. And so now we're gonna go over to Midway Park, where I wanna show you guys what some of the activities look like with this being here a little bit down south as well, there's a shooting range that me and my family love to go to. It's an outdoor one, so it's really easy and convenient for you and your family to even come out here and shoot guns. So if that's really important to you guys, that's awesome as well. So a lot of cool outdoor things you guys can be doing. All right guys, here we are at the Midway Park. This is a beautiful park over here in the Nampa South. It's kind of like southwest side of the Nampa area, where it's a lot quieter, not a lot of traffic. It's a beautiful park. This is actually my first time being here, but I know it's a very popular park. Over here you have a basketball kind of section that has some hoops right now. I don't know if you can play like some futsal or maybe some like concrete hockey. Right over here you're gonna see some of the bathrooms and places to host. Over there we're going to see a big old park playground, and you guys know that I don't really like to go super close over there, so I don't film people's children without their permission. Down yonder there's going to be the like softball, baseball parks over there, and then over here behind where the park is where you're going to see the pickleball section. So it's a really nice park, and it's kind of have a master planned community feel. There is a ton of parking as well. So now I got my notes. I wanted to go over a couple of things. This was built in 2017, and it's a nice park for sure. I think I might come here with my pickleball and get it set up. So I'll play over here maybe. But the nature that Nampa has a lot more parks than you would actually think. However, they're not all as nice as Midway. There's a ton of parks that just have a play set. Lions Park is another one. It's not as new as Discovery Park or Julius Kleiner Park, but that one has like baseball fields. It's got beach tennis courts, beach volleyball. Then it's got the tennis courts that have a pickleball arrangement as well. So there's a couple of different parks out here, definitely a lot of them for sure, but they're just not maybe as new or developed as some of the ones in Meridian or some of the other parks that are happening around here. If you do like doing outdoorsy stuff out in the southern parts, it's really easy to get access to the land out there, especially Lake Lowell, like I covered earlier. Just be aware that the water does get a little murky, so it's always good to check the water twice before you guys jump in. That's a big local tip as well, but it's a very beautiful area in my opinion. So I wanted to show you guys just at a quick glance this park. On the way over here from where we were at Lake Lowell, it was about 13 minutes, and we passed, I think it's Valley High Meat Store. It's a local meat distributor over here that has pasture raised cows that you can get your meat from. So it's kind of the culture and the vibe that you guys can get out here in Nampa. One thing I also do want to touch on kind of randomly is you call it the smell, the Nampa smell. There is a sugar beet factory in Nampa, and that I think it's amalgamated sugar or something like that. It's a weird word. That factory kind of produces a little bit of a smell when it's going. So the central part of where the freeway and the factory is kind of has a little pocket of lingering. My church is kind of near there, so you catch a whiff of it. It's not like really bad. No, you know what? It's pretty distinct, but it's not like, OMG, I gotta get out of Nampa now. It's just like something that I don't want you to catch off surprise. In the other areas like southern Nampa, you don't smell it, or the more northern parts of the top Nampa part that has more of the new construction. North Nampa has the new construction, which we're going to go to right now. Those areas, you don't have it. So it's nothing to be worried about unless you're just in the central part where the Costco and the commercial development are. So now we're gonna head over to Masons Creek, and I'm gonna show you guys and tell you guys a really nice story about how you guys can help afford some homes. All right guys, we are here in Mason Creek. It's a little loud because we're doing the construction, but this is a nice neighborhood. It's a Hubble home community. I have some clients that are building in here as well, but we'll walk away from the construction, but I wanted to tell you guys a little bit of their story. They wanted to work with some friends from church, and they wanted to work with us to get their first home ever under contract. So we talked about what it would look like. We got them under their budget and stuff like that, and they had a certain budget. But this is the really cool part, and this is what I want a lot of you guys on YouTube to understand and know, is that with the incentives that the builder is doing and a lot of other builders, we worked together and managed to get about $20,000 in incentive money, which was amazing because it was able able to help them buy down their rate. And what that means for you guys and what it meant for them is that they could afford more. So instead of thinking of the budget just with how much they wanted their monthly to be, they were able to allot more money on their monthly, month-to-month basis because of the interest buy down that they were able to incorporate. So now they are in their first ever home, and instead of having to look at a lot of the resale, we were able to look at a new construction. They were able to add some upgrades to their home that they wanted, and they are super ecstatic. So wanted to tell you guys that client testimony that can be very true for you as well. So it's very doable. So if you're looking to build, this is by technicality, it is Caldwell, but there's another similar subdivision called Adams Ridge, and it's the same Hubble's community. So I wanted to just come over here because this is where the client testimony is taking place, but there is some options in Caldwell, in Nampa as well. So some HOAs won't allow it, like Osprey Estates, but if you are looking to buy a plot of land, they will allow you to put an ADU on the back of that bad boy. So if you're looking to have a mother-in-law suite, you buy a plot of land, you build your own house, or buy a plot of land that already has an existing house on it. If you are looking to build a little bit extra on the back, you are allowed to, and the city, has its own little terms and conditions that we can go over, but that's pretty easy. Builders out here like Hayden Homes, CBH, and KB Homes are other options for builders out here that have a good amount of inventory, in my opinion. And a lot of first-time home buyers have this misconception that you have to have 20 down, for a lot of things, but there are a lot of options, especially Idaho housing, that has little to no down payment assistance. So little down payments to even like none. So there's really, really good options for a lot of families out there to get into their first home. And there are some workarounds, and there are some things that get added on with programs like that, but they're options, and they are doable. So I wanted to do that. We are in the northern section of where Nampa would be, and there's another neighborhood by the Pinnacle, like Pinnacle, it's Arbor. It has the Brighton developers on there. So it's got James Clyde, it's got Alturas, and it's got Brighton. And it's one of my favorites for some luxury in the upper northern Nampa area. So really good option as well. And the culture overall, it feels, we're gonna go to Costco after here, but the culture in Nampa, it is great. The people are very nice. A lot of more like hardworking blue collars, what I've made friends with in the Nampa area. So it's kind of like what I think is really out here. But Nampa is going to be a great option for a lot of you guys that are looking to get affordable housing and be in an Idaho area or build a home. Luxury options are up here as well. And there's just an endless amount is what it seems like. So now we're gonna head over to Costco, where I'm gonna talk about some of the main points and really just tell you guys about the quality of life. I wanna go over what's commercially available over there and just give you guys a good idea of what Nampa can be like. All right, family, we are here in this very, very big commercial pocket of where Nampa is. It's close and connected to I-84, which is going to be the freeway that gets you to and from everywhere in the Treasure Valley, which is anywhere from Boise to the western parts of Caldwell and everything in between. I wanted to show you guys this because this is really important to the day-to-day life of a person who lives in Nampa. Here's going to be a little bit of the lay of the land. I'm in a little like park thing right now, but this is where the T-Mobile is. Just kidding, that's not the important part. But right behind over here is actually the Costco. I didn't want to go park over there because it's extremely busy, but rapid firing off some of the commercial things here. There is a furniture row, there's a Kohl's, Sephora, Buckle, Bath and Body Works, there's a Famous Footwear, there's a Target over there, a sorry, I'm not pointing, Home Goods right here. There's going to be like an Olive Garden over there, and then you can't really see the rest of those. But there's also going to be an Ulta, a Best Buy, there's Dick's Sporting Goods, there is, there's so much in this area. Chick-fil-A, there's a bunch of restaurants, Panera as well is one of them, Cracker Barrel. So and it's all within this mile radius. So it's very, very large. But I wanted to use this as an area to really answer some raw and truth that I get asked a lot. So the first one, I have it in my notes, is quality of life. What is the quality of life? It's good, but I would say that about everything. So what I mean by the quality of life, specifically in Nampa, is that the quality of life here is not rural like Kuna, and it's not very busy like Meridian. It's something in between. The southern parts of Nampa still have a very like country farmland feel, especially out by like Osprey Estates, a lot of farmland out there. When you get to the northern part over here, there's still a St. Luke's over here, and there's still more commercial like factories on the northern part of Nampa. And in the central part, there's going to be a lot more of the older homes. If you're looking for some resale or like some historical kind of homes, but they usually have some more problems on the inside of them, so I wouldn't look there necessarily. So that's what the quality of life looks like. Everything's very accessible. There's a ton of stores here, so anything that I'm looking for, I like living here because I can find it. And there's a lot of development that's still happening. They're making new restaurants. Downtown is still getting built out, and there's still opportunities. Like I don't have to drive very far for everything, and I don't really want to live in the farmland just yet personally. So for me, it works very well. Another question that I get a lot that I want to answer very carefully is it ghetto? The western part of the Treasure Valley does get the stigma that it's a little bit more ghetto. I grew up in Caldwell, in a not very nice part of Caldwell where I was born. And it's not that it wasn't nice, it just wasn't like an HOA community with a pool and a park. There are ghetto parts in every single place that you go. Every single state has a ghetto part. Now there are a little bit of there's rougher parts in Nampa and in Caldwell that have just older homes, and they're not as nice, but they're very homey. There's a lot of character behind some of these homes, and my grandpa built his home out in Caldwell, so there's a lot of like history down there as well. So in these parts, so Nampa is not ghetto, especially the part that I'm in right now. I don't know why people sometimes view it that way, but that's just something that I kind of get asked questions a lot. But Osprey Estates, not very good, very luxury over there. There's a lot of luxury homes in the northern part of Nampa as well. So I don't really know where that derives from. There are going to be rougher parts in the central part where there's not a lot of HOA. There's a kind of a lot of chaos on the roads and what some of the homes look like not being maintained with an HOA. So that's maybe what the ghetto people may be referring to is what they're saying. But I would never discriminate in that way. But I will always be honest with anything that you guys ask me. What have I liked? I like being close to all of the commercial development out here, especially with the new things that have been coming. It's less dense. I don't find myself being caught in traffic within the Nampa area, only when I'm heading to Boise in the mornings and when I'm coming back from Boise at the 5 p.m. Rush hour from everyone leaving the area. What might a family look like if they're looking for something here in the Nampa area? You're looking for something affordable. You're looking for something that has a little bit more space, maybe some new construction. Arbor has a little bit of smaller lots, but really great home quality over there. I'd say there's a lot of builders, and there are some bad builders, so that's why I would love to set up a call if you ever have any questions about a builder in the area. So that's kind of a little bit about what Nampa looks like. I didn't go into depth with some of the things because I like to do that on personal calls. So if you guys do have any other questions, please just feel free to reach out to me. I have a lot of people that watch the videos that are waiting for something to reach out. I don't know, a lot of people are waiting for it, it's what they say, but you guys can reach out, so feel free. But if you guys do want to look at a city that has a lot more space, a lot more room with less commercial development and more quietness, check out this video that I have right here where I go over Middleton, Idaho. Has a lot more land and a lot quieter of a space. So I like to go into depth on every single bit in this video.